got some of them at Texas Tech and an Army before that. So, but as far as the Big Ten goes, it's Tom Izzo and Bobby Knight tied for the lead. And I don't know if it'll be. Look, he's going to get it eventually. Would it be more poetic for him to get it tonight in Chrysler against a team that I don't think he hates as much as some of his fans, but he obviously doesn't like because of the rivalry, and it's in Chrysler, and it might be the final nail in the coffin for Michigan's NCAA hopes. Although if they beat Ohio State, I think they'd get in. But
I'll tell you what, I hate playing in these type of games where there's a landmark. I played when one of the Maras, the owner of the Giants, passed away. Played in the following game, and obviously there's it feels like there's an extra presence in the stadium when it happens. Played in the last game at Three Rivers against the Pittsburgh Steelers when they were going to move to their new home, and whenever these things come up, it always feels like there's a presence, whether it's the history of a place, obviously the history for Tom Izzo. This accomplishment of tying Bob Knight is an unbelievable accomplishment, and to then surpass him, I mean, it would just be so appropriate, especially since this game was supposed to be played a month ago.
yes.
And so it's now all of a sudden it's weird how some of these things work out, where it becomes a rivalry game that you have a chance to set a major landmark in your sport, and now Tom Izzo has that opportunity against Michigan. Now you would think, hey, it might be a little extra motivation to say not against us. It's eventually going to happen, but it just always feels like there is something else in the arena, in the stadium, when something like this is on the line. Like you're competing against more than just the team that's out there.
Yeah, and it's weird because Izzo coaching against Martelli tonight, who they're pretty decent friends. It's not like he doesn't dislike Juwan, so to speak, but it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. There's no vitriol between the two.
Correct. Now, they wouldn't do it because it's a question of, leave it to this guy. Like, it would never stun me. It would surprise me. But all of a sudden, Knight goes to the game, to congratulate Izzo after the game. Could you imagine Bob Knight doing that?
No.
No. That would be cool. If it was in Chrysler,
no question.
if it was in Breslin, you'd have more of a chance at that. I don't think he's going to go on the road for that.
The last time we saw Bobby Knight, I think he almost threw hands with Dick Vitale.
Well, that was at the reunion for his national championship team, right? Yes.
At Indiana-Purdue a couple years ago.
Correct. Yes, and I think he was about ready to throw down, and I think he still could.
Why was he ready to throw down? What did Vitale do?
They were doing some playful jab here, jab there, touch there or something, and Bobby Knight didn't look like he was too enthused about it. I don't know if he was playing mad or if he was really mad.
Bob Knight never really looked like he was too enthused about much.
Was Bobby Knight mad about something?
Except fishing.
Right, and then you throw on top of that a few more years of age, and I think you get grumpy old man, and that's probably exactly what happened.
Look, say what you want about Bob Knight. He was a great coach.
There's no question.
He couldn't do what he did for much of his career today. I mean, the reason he's not in Indiana was because of the video of choking the kid. I mean, throwing the chair didn't get him, tossed. So nothing would get him tossed, right?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about in today's day and age, there's probably a lot that would get him tossed.
Well, I'm sure,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
apparently there's things that he did that he couldn't do back then because he got fired for said things.
Right. Yes, eventually, but he did some other things that we found out.
You just can't choke players anymore.
Well, in the book, Feinstein's book, Season on the Brink, the whole stuff with the tampon he put in the player's locker. You can't do that today. I mean, personally, I understand his motivational, reasons for doing certain things. No, you can't do that today. You should never be able to, touch a player, so to speak.
Well,
But
it comes along the lines of the Parcells of the world. Maybe Parcells wasn't as bad, but, Parcells, what he said about Terry Glenn, you couldn't say that today. I honestly wonder if that would get you fired. It could get you fired today. Or what he also said about the play calling, where he used the Asian slur. Remember that?
I don't.
Parcells, it was probably in the mid-2000s when he coached the Cowboys.
I'll look that up.
I mean, you just can't say that kind of stuff in this day and age. But I mean, same thing in radio. We used to do stuff that you can't do.
yes.
I mean, it is what it is. Bottom line, you can say what you want about Bobby Knight and his tactics, but he knew basketball. He's a great coach.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm not even going to repeat it. It was 2004.
People say all the time, I wouldn't let my kid play for Bob Knight. Isaiah Thomas, who had many fallings out with Bobby Knight over the years, I was with him at an event, and I just, we were BSing, and the subject of him came up. I said, could you play for him today? He goes, absolutely. I said, if you had a son who was playing basketball, would you want to play for Bob Knight? He goes, nobody else. He teaches you life's lessons. And sometimes he went too far. It's interesting, because you mentioned Parcells. Maybe it's no coincidence that those two are very good friends.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's the old school versus the new school. I'm sure Belichick probably has some things in him, but he's probably learned over time because he's a prodigy, and same with Saban.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they've learned how to, get softer with the times.
248-539-9797. If not Bob Knight, is Tom Izzo, or is there somebody else who's the best Big Ten basketball coach ever? 97 on the ticket.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook.
Hey, it's Ken Barkley filling in for Nick Costos. The playoffs just around the corner in pro basketball. Let's take a look at the futures market, see if there's any value. I would look at Miami, 5-1 or better to win the East. Now, a ton of attention obviously being given to Philly and Brooklyn because of the trade. Milwaukee, the defending champs. But despite all the shiny new acquisitions by other teams, Miami's just starting to play together with their ideal starting five and their rotation. If you're betting Brooklyn or Philly or even Milwaukee, you're betting a switch is going to be flipped that hasn't been flipped yet. With Miami, they're already playing at a championship level, and they're only getting healthier. I like Miami, 5-1 or better to win the Eastern Conference.
That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
In a world where a single touch can threaten the surfaces of your home, there's Microban 24. Just one spray fights bacteria all day.
Bacteria incoming. Shields up, defenders.
When used as directed, Microban 24 sanitizing spray forms a defensive shield that keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch.
Threat eliminated.
Microban 24. Don't just sanitize it, Microban it. Now spraying in a store near you.
When it comes to cybersecurity, the biggest threats don't always strike the biggest targets. Almost half of all cyber attacks target small businesses. So help protect yours with Comcast Business Security Edge. It's advanced security that continuously scans for threats and helps protect every connected device. On the largest, fastest, reliable network with speeds up to 10 gigs to the most small businesses. So switch today and get cutting-edge speed with advanced security and be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business and ask how to add Security Edge. Or find out how to get a $650 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online to ComcastBusiness.com today to learn more. Prepaid card offer ends 3/21/22. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If you or someone you know has been injured in an auto, truck, or motorcycle accident, tell them to get David and get paid. The insurance agency for the driver who caused your accident is not going to want want to pay.
I'm attorney David Samanenko, and I will make them pay you.
Go to getdavidgetpaid.com to get paid.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Liberty, 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 liberty.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Michael Purro National Benefit Plans. Call 877-734-2200.
Necessary Roughness with former NFL lineman TJ Lang and John Jansen. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
248-539-9797. Big night in Detroit sports, college basketball. Obviously, the big game, 8:30. Michigan State taking on Michigan. Also, Oakland and University of Detroit begin their postseason action tonight. The Wings are home against the Carolina Hurricanes. Hear the game right here on 97 on the ticket at 7:30. And the Pistons are in Washington to take on the Wizards. Anybody happen to see the John Morant show last night? 52 points with an incredible buzzer beater. That was that wasn't a half-court shot. They threw the length of the court pass to him, and he put it up.
He caught it in midair and shot it to beat the buzzer, and it was nothing but net.
I know.
He's unbelievable.
He's so much fun to watch.
In the first quarter, he just... I'm sorry, I got to actually say just a little bit more because I did see a little bit of it last night and saw it again this morning. In the first quarter, you could tell he was feeling it because all he did was... They threw him an inbound pass, and he was, 10 feet behind the three-point line and just chucked it up, and it was nothing. But he couldn't miss last night. He was unbelievable.
By the way, speaking about it, I saw it on, I think it was ESPN or on social media. Steph Curry over the weekend, pregame, he would take a shot from the foul line.
Step back.
Make it. Step back about 4 feet. Make it. Go to the top of the key. Make it. Go to the three-point line, make it. Go back another 5 feet, make it. Go back, not quite to half court, make it. Then he starts going in the same increments, made every shot, and then threw something like over his head backwards and it went. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a telephone call, John, correct?
We do. So let's go to Chris in Lincoln Park. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good.
All right, well, in the spirit of Steve Samuelson, I went and got my first colonoscopy done yesterday.
Congratulations. How did it go?
It's no problem. I just wanted to spread the word. Not a big deal. Anybody who's afraid of doing it, it was absolutely smooth. They found a polyp, got rid of it, and they said everything looks good. So I just want to spread the word.
Well, we appreciate that. In fact, Jamie's wife, Christy McDonald, will be with us around 7:35 because today is March 1st, and March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. So we want to get the word out just like you did. Way to go.
Yeah. Nice job, Chris. Yeah. So I got a question for you guys. I know we're going to talk to Christy in a little bit, or about an hour. Do you get results right away from the colonoscopy? Because I am 46 now. I've scheduled mine. It's going to happen sometime in July. Is it, hey, they go in, they look around, and then when when you're done, they tell you exactly what happened, or do you have to wait for the results like 2-3 days?
No, they tell you right there once you wake up.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously out of it. Everything looks clean.
Okay.
Now, if there's something wrong, then they'll run tests, later, to make sure they're not,
cancerous or, nothing else going on.
And just to those, I mean, we have people new to the program. You know, Jamie was your former co-host. We worked with him forever. Stoney passed away. Was diagnosed with colon cancer. What?
It'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years in July.
Yeah,
3 years.
No,
2 years.
I was talking about the diagnosis. He was diagnosed. I think it was 3 years ago now. It might have been 4. It just can blur with COVID. But the big thing here, if people don't know, is that colon cancer screening was thought to be done at 50 years old. And the new, in this 4-year period, the new thing now is 45 years old. And some people even think it should be 40 to get screened earlier. Because I actually know somebody, I'm not going to get into too many details, that was diagnosed at a year younger than me and is dealing with it right now. Now, they think it's isolated, but going through chemo and all that stuff. So it's just it's an ongoing thing, and there's just major increase in people getting it younger than they used to.
Now, I know we understand some, get into this with Christy Moore at 7:30, but, it's not covered by all insurance when you get it at a younger age.
A lot are starting to get at 45. A lot are starting to change that.
But it's worth it anyway if you can afford it. I mean, there's no downside to it, because if you find out too late, as we saw what happened with Jamie,
it's one that's treatable if you catch it early.
Yes, absolutely. Now, tonight, like we mentioned, Michigan State, Izzo will pass Bob Knight if they win tonight, as far as most wins as a Big Ten head coach. I mean, a lot of people talk about this. Does he need this? I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. Does Tom Izzo need a national championship, another one, to prove that he is elite?
I don't necessarily know that he needs it to prove he's elite, but I think he needs it to get into the next tier of coaches. And so I guess if you're labeling coaches as in you're using labels as elite and terrific or really good, however we're going down this list of adjectives, obviously when you think about, Jay Wright, Rick Pitino, Billy Donovan, Roy Williams, all of those guys have either 2, and then obviously Roy Williams has 3. Bob Knight has 3.
Right, Jim Calhoun has 3.
Jim Calhoun has 3. And then it goes, obviously, Adolph Rupp has 4. Mike Krzyzewski has 5. And then the headliner, John Wood.
Well, what's interesting to me is that Izzo, obviously, like I said, Hall of Famer, great coach. People can parse and say, well, he only won 1. Oh, that's fine. Do that.
Yep. The address?
That's okay. 248-539-9797. But at least to me, there are other coaches who either have won 1 or less, who for some reason have much more acclaim than Tom Izzo. Now, some of it might be social reasons, like John Thompson's only won 1 national championship.
I don't think John Thompson's as revered as Tom Izzo. And I think they're both great coaches.
We'll check.
And I know let's take the social elements out of it still. I mean, just as a basketball coach, I think Tom Izzo probably is more respected.
But they're very close. You might be a little, I don't know, you might be looking through the DC glasses, let's just say, because you were there as part of it and lived part of John Thompson's era at Georgetown.
But to me, I always thought he was, in a weird way, in some ways, overrated in my mind, because he only, won.
Well, yeah, but they had that run, which was ridiculous. But I mean, really,
he never.
If you take out the Ewing years, and there's not.
My point. Yeah.
There's not a lot there until Iverson came, and then I think they made an Elite 8 with him.
Well, even in between there, Gov, he never made it to a Final Four with Mutombo and Mourning playing together.
Yeah, but I mean, gosh, we're picking apart John Thompson here.
I know. Right. Well, that's the point. Well, how about Tarkanian? He only won 1, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's more revered than Izzo.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I think he has, the name. Everybody just looks at his UNLV stuff, but he did other things as well.
I think with Izzo, he's just you know what? You know who he is? He's Aaron Rodgers.
He is a Packer fan.
He is. He's Aaron. His resume is Aaron Rodgers. AFC Championship game appearances are very, equitable to
like Final Fours, yes.
To Final Fours. And, I heard a call this weekend that kind of triggered this just to talk about it a little bit. That, it was Brian, I think, in Detroit, and he's a very opinionated. I love his calls. He just says he's adamant. Izzo has got to get another one to get into that upper echelon.
Well,
isn't that kind of like Rodgers?
Because of where the upper echelon is.
Yeah, I mean, Rodgers is a Hall of Famer, clearly. But to get into that next tier, or at least to be respected in the next tier, I think you've got to be able to do it multiple times. Let's go to Ken in Westland. Good morning, Ken. How you doing?
Hey, guys. Good morning. How's it going today?
Good.
Hey, I want to make a comment on the Big Ten
1305.
In my opinion, he's a great coach.
Yep, 1305.
He's an awesome coach, but until he gets a couple more championships, and you guys kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but until he gets at least one more championship, I don't think he can touch guys like Bobby Knight and Coach K and Adolph Rupp, guys like that. I think he needs at least one more championship. Although he's a great coach.
Obviously, I agree with you about Coach K. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Adolph Rupp, I mean, when you want to go back, and even Wood, I mean, it was a completely different world back then. I mean, for UCLA to get to the Final Four, they had to win 2 games, and usually the first one was against a team like Santa Clara or something like that, because it was all geographical, the way the bracket was.
No, but I think this brings up a good question, because we're comparing Izzo to coaches that have 2, and we're talking about ones that have 1. Ken, let me ask you this, and then I want to ask Stoney and Tom this as well. How does Izzo compare with Judd Heathcote? Because they both have 1.
At the light, turn right onto Northwestern
Highway.
Highway.
Have 1 national championship, but Tom knows going to, correct me if I'm wrong, some more Final Fours.
Oh yeah, I don't think Judd ever made it to a Final Four.
Yeah, I think you have to rate him ahead of Judd Heathcote for sure.
Yeah. But it's so besides Knight, besides Knight, who else in the Big Ten would you put him up with?
I think it's just Knight. As
that's pretty good company. I mean, guys like Lou Henson and people like that have had great careers, but it's Knight and Izzo. And Knight gets the edge because of the championships. 248-539-9797. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? 97 on the ticket.
And you want to get away like Stoney and relax and simply have a good time? Well, hey, don't head down to Boca. Head over to the D Las Vegas for everything you need. We made that trip this past fall, and it was so much fun. The D is taking all the necessary precautions to make sure your stay is safe and you can enjoy all the comforts of a high-end Las Vegas hotel without missing out on any of the high gaming energy and nightlife you're looking for. Remember, if you want a steak, the best steak in Vegas is at Andiamo Steakhouse. It's right there at the D. Or you can hit the D Grill, American Coney Island. If you're looking for something a little bit more casual, at the D Las Vegas, the staff can set you up with a round of golf, or you can party all night at the Long Bar. Get a group together, get to the D Las Vegas, book a room at thed.com. That's thed.com. Or if you're staying on the Strip, make sure you put the D Las Vegas in downtown Vegas on your agenda. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, the roads are still accident-free this morning and pretty quiet on most of the area freeways. However, slowdowns continue through that new construction zone on 275 heading northbound from before Michigan Avenue up to 1496, all because road work leaves one lane open until next week. You can still use Haggerty, Merriman, even Telegraph as an alternate. Coming up today in Sterling Heights Mound, both directions between 15 Mile and M59. Prepare for a left lane closure. That'll be there tomorrow with double lane closure set for Thursday. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
This from our sides with an Odyssey Sports Minute. A day after its half-baked rebranding of Russia's soccer team as the Russian Football Union, Feckless, FIFA finally bowed to pressure and suspended all Russian national and club teams from World Cup and Champions League play. This reluctant move, by the way, must hurt FIFA's corrupt leaders as much as it hopefully hurts Putin to enrich them with lucrative bribes.
just for a rainy day. Today's rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 3.25%, 3.48% APR, so you can lock in a great low monthly payment. If you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
BetMGM welcomes you with a special offer on college basketball. Simply place a $10 moneyline wager on any game. If either team hits a three-pointer in the game, you'll win $200 in free bets. Just use bonus code GATOR200 when you make your first bet. Plus, you'll earn BetMGM rewards points that can be redeemed for online bonuses or converted into comps for rooms, restaurants, and more at over 20 MGM resorts nationwide. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code GATOR200 to win $200 in free bets if a three-pointer is made in the game that you wager on. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Competition is not withdrawable. Free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. This excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
A young man facing divorce wants to avoid losing your house or one of your kids. This is Attorney Brent Boyer from Adam, the American Divorce Association. Without legal advice, we can help you avoid problems before they start. Call us at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM.
In the 70s and 80s that conjure some memories of epic tailgate parties, mesmerizing light shows, fog machines, and lighters held. Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
97 won the ticket. Tom Izzo, you can guess Bob Knight is the all-time winningest coach in Big Ten action. Game tonight, Michigan hosting Michigan State. I think it's him and Knight. I mean, they've obviously been some other really good coaches over the years, but longevity has something to do with it as well. There is some light at the end.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
You might remember that the Major League Baseball owners said that yesterday, the deadline, if we can't have a deal by Monday, it's over. We'll start, shut down spring training even more. The season will start later, yada, yada, yada. Well, according to MLB Network and Odyssey's own John Heaton, they've got pretty close. The union is convinced now, I'm sure some of those tweets, MLB wants to do a deal now, which is big. Manfred's appearance and comments, of course, some big moves by MLB has convinced them Major League Baseball is serious. The deadline has been moved to 5 o'clock today, so they will move again. They will meet again later today. Some of the, I don't want to get too much of the minutia, but some of the things that they were disagreeing on, the luxury tax threshold, Major League Baseball upped it to $220 million. Players were seeking $230. The minimum salary, Major League Baseball proposed to go up to $675. The union is still at $700,000 plus, so they're getting closer. And that's what's so, in a weird way, offensive to everybody, is if they're able to do this now with this deadline, why couldn't this have been done 90 days ago?
Well, not only just 90 days ago, but why would they set this? Why does it always have to come down to a threat of missing games? Now, I know that there's motivation involved, and that motivation is for the players. Hey, the owners want to get the players to the brink of making them miss game checks. And it is a majority of them going to say, hey, whatever the owners are offering, let's take it, because I don't Ohtani, or you go right down the list, and they're regional superstars. You've got an issue. This is one where, hey, they're only going 5 years anyway.
Right.
And so, it's not like they're going to go, 8 years, 10 years. We're going to have to revisit this in another 4.5 years, this conversation. So why not this time, hey, let's try and get a deal done, because our game, we need to get it done.
You made a great point, Mike. People are just baseball fans will see things, oh my God, a 10-year deal? How great is this?
Yeah, not to have to listen to all this crap and this bickering and are we going to have baseball or are we not? Am I going to, are we going to go to opening day or are we not? It drives you crazy.
And one of the things that I saw, it just shows you the arrogance of some of these owners, is that they allegedly, agreed to a deal with ESPN for 14 teams making the playoffs before it was even agreed by the players. And the players are part of the negotiations right now. It looks like it's only going to be 12 teams.
Right. And I think rightfully so, 12 teams, because you don't want to dilute the playoffs. Last year, I don't have the stats up right now, but I think in the National League, there was only one team that was above 500 that wouldn't have made it. Every team above 500 in the American League would have made it last year. And that just, if that's your bar to get into the playoffs, and I know that we've in the NFL, we've seen a sub 500 team or a 500 team get into the playoffs quite a bit. I think the game of football is different than the game of basketball because it's a one-off. It's not a 3-game series. And maybe they just make those all one-offs at the beginning, to continue. But it's just, I think you start to dilute it if you have a possibility in baseball of going 162 games and somebody's under 500 and gets into the playoffs.
It would just be wonderful if all of a sudden, you saw the breaking news. They've agreed to a deal. Spring training camps will open on Friday. It would be awesome.
Yes. It would be unbelievable.
Like I said yesterday, Eric and John, here, because a lot of people say, basically, who cares that? I'm selfish. I care because this year the Tigers really interest me. If it was a couple of years ago, I probably wouldn't care that much.
Well, we all have our reasons for caring. And it's whether you want to see the Tigers and you want to see, Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson. Now, I know those guys weren't on the 40-man roster, so they're still playing, but they're not playing with the big club, right? We don't know if it's a shortened, training camp. Are they not going to be brought up for opening day, or will it be a month? And I think most people believe Riley Green will be. We'll wait and see on Spencer Torkelson, but it just delays what we're excited about.
That's the young player. If you're empty for the market, no expectations, no excitement. I get what people say. They'll go in the hell for a week. Team is decent. All right.
Should he be on the because of the year? The league, if he doesn't come up until a certain point in May, they buy another year of his contract.
No, I'm not against the service time manipulation, especially.
Really?
Yeah. If the team's good enough. If you have a team that's somewhat good, why not? If he comes through spring training, he deserves to be on the team. Put him on the team.
I want him on, but you really got to argue that should. I expect that.
From the rest side of things, I get it, but yes, for a player that you know is going to be brought up anyway at some point during the season, you just, for the long-term health of the relationship, you just bring them up. And so it may call you get to free agency a year earlier, you got to pay him a year earlier, but it may not that you're going to get a hometown discount ever, but if you don't now and it's delayed another year, then sometimes these guys will say, hey, I'm gone no matter what.
And John, this service time manipulation hold guys back, even though they're ready. This is why we're here in the first place.
Right.
Big factor.
Yes. Right. It also shows, the team is willing to, not worry about that stuff. They want to put the best product on the field. And maybe down the line that helps with free agency. Who knows? But I think it's time. The best player
by the new 5 p.m. deadline to eliminate any potential loss of opening day. There's a possibility that the NFL Draft in 2024 could be in the D as the Lions are said to be a finalist for the event, according to the Packers president. Detroit, Green Bay, and Washington are in the running to host the league's selection extravaganza in 2 years. Both the Horizon League and MAC basketball tournaments will begin tonight, including games by Oakland, U of D, Central, Western, and Eastern. Michigan versus Michigan State hoops also on the docket, as are Pistons and Red Wings. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Lamar. Stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you, Chris. The telephone number 248-539-9797. It's Fat Tuesday. Hopefully you indulged the chance it did because you brought the box of cheese.
Which is sitting right here next to me. I had one. Greg, you had one, didn't you? All right, so we're down to there's 10 left. I'm going to sit here and smell them and enjoy the scent that they have provided here in the studio. But I may partake of one the last. I'll space them out just a little bit. But
The scent of a
the scent of a bougie. There you go.
Yeah, well, I don't have 5.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good for it. So I do have some ticket text regarding Tom Izzo. And just to get to a couple of them before we move on. Pat from Romeo. With Izzo, it's about the longevity and the way he did it. His calling card has been developing well-rounded, intelligent basketball players that develop great understanding of the game. Stacked in the Big Ten, championships, and Final Fours. And yes, he is absolutely one of the elite coaches. I think if you were to ask those who know best, the coaches, they would put him in the top tier without a doubt. He definitely is one of the most respected. Here's another one. Tom Izzo's second national championship is with Kalen Lucas's Achilles. They would have beat Butler and Duke. That's DJ at work. And John Thompson and Jerry Targ is not as revered as Tom Izzo. Stoney is making a straw man. Izzo is the highest rated national championship win coach in basketball easily.
And that's why I made the comparison, to a different sport with Aaron Rodgers. I think all these things apply to Aaron Rodgers.
Use the right lane to take exit 2A to merge onto I-75 toward Toledo.
It's really hard to criticize Aaron Rodgers. It's really hard to criticize Tom Izzo. But that one dangling thing out there is a second championship.
I mean, the texture is correct. The
Take the exit.
I do think, not because I lived in D.C., because I personally didn't care for them the way they allowed.
Keep right to merge onto I-75 South.
I'm not a Georgetown
Then keep
fan
left.
at all. But I think nationally he is
Keep
really...
left to merge onto I-75 South.
Years was revered, even after he was
In
done the game.
3/4 of a mile.
I think that's
Keep left towards Springwells.
Because they both have one, tournament win, one championship. All right, as Christopher Larr said, John, Detroit, one of 3 finalists to host the 2024 National Football League Draft with Green Bay and Washington. And I know a lot of people always sit there and kind of so cool with the draft.
Use the left lane to
You know
keep
what?
left
Now that
towards
it's a
Springwells.
possibility, just don't tease us. Don't even tell us when we're up for anything. Okay?
You know there's
Just announce it. And I think it's cool as hell. I think a lot of...
Oh, do you have your earbuds with you?
What's up, Slick? Not much. I'm down here. Getting almost at Springwells. Sounds good, because I was thinking also we could knock out those pictures for line locating.
Sounds. Okay, you're gonna be the one that built pictures. I brought my camera, so it's high quality. That's right. I'm gonna make you famous. That's right. All right, bud. I am 2 minutes away, 3 minutes away, so I'll get started.